All right, still with me, trial attorney and family law attorney Holly Davis. Holly, you heard there, she was found guilty. The shocking part came when she was sentenced to 13 years on that second-degree murder charge and then 3 years on that armed criminal action, when she could have got up to life in prison on that second-degree murder, up to 15 years on that armed criminal action. Your thoughts on why it turned out that way?
The jury had to have softened to her, and I'll get to why I think that is in a minute. But I respectfully disagree with the prosecutor giving, the biggest beach ball question and cross-examination to the defendant, who
Yes.
then completely shredded him by explaining how she was finally telling the truth, now getting it off her chest. You never want that as a prosecution. You never want the jury to start feeling sorry for her because she accidentally, because now she's telling the truth, and even though she, planned her husband's murder. I think the jury softened to her. I think the jury couldn't figure out if she truly did pull that trigger, why that gentleman was with her that night to assist. I don't think that that part of the logistics of the crime made sense to the jury. But at the end of the day, this is a woman, a white woman with blonde hair who is physically attractive. She looks childlike. And I think that there is, unfortunately, it looks like there's some gender bias that could be going on here, where they think, well, this woman who plotted this murder, who obviously planned it, who tried it once and it didn't work with that protein shake, well, maybe she shouldn't be in jail because she's got kids. I think it was a really good decision on the defense's part to get her sister up there to talk about the children. Because when I heard it was a 15-year possibility, the 13 years plus the 2, that tells me that she could still parent her kids and be around for their lives. And I think that's what the jury took into consideration as well, even though they really shouldn't. I'm sitting here and I'm a white blonde woman myself, but if I had, plotted someone's murder, I should be held accountable for that just the way that a black man would or a brown woman would in court as well. And so I think we have to ask ourselves, why did the jury soften to her? I think it didn't. I think it was important to the defense that evidence came in that the gentleman that was with her that night was convicted of the murder of her husband. I think that was critical, but I think that the jury let her go. The fact that she was out on bond is interesting as well. I'd be curious to know if others that were similarly situated but not as attractive, blonde or white, had the same benefits that she received.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that question, but I think I do know the answer to that question because I agree
Me
with you
too.
100%. And I think you're exactly right. I think they already had somebody who was taking full responsibility for the shooting, doing life in prison. He took the stand and talked about it. So I think they were okay with that. It gave them a little bit of license to maybe go easier on her. I was, again, shocked that they went that easy on her. At the end of the day, though, I think we questioned her choice to take the stand. It looks like it was the right thing to do.
Huge. It was huge. And she obliterated the prosecution with her response. A well coached witness. It was the reason, and I'll tell this to anyone that I'm teaching in my when I talk about trial advocacy. That is the reason why you don't ask an open-ended question to your defendant. You never let them just take the stand, take the mic, and hold the jury's attention for 5 to 10 minutes while they connect with her heart. You
Yeah,
never do
I
that.
can't believe, Holly, they didn't jump in and try to stop her, say non-responsive, or do something to
Right.
stop her. He just let her go on, and it was all very, very effective. You can say that about her. She definitely was effective in that way on the stand.